let's take a peek at that and go back to the Cracker Barrel thing for a second. We know that the founder, for succession planning purposes, sold it and it became a publicly traded company. And that mindset, that thinking of, in decades, kind of thinking that a founder might have, or the family business might even be thinking in generations. When you go to that publicly traded company or you go to a private equity group, they're now thinking about how do we get the most out of this in this quarter or as in the next 2 to 3 years. And they're just not thinking about this in the same way that a family business has to.
Right. Yeah. And I
Um,
think that that becomes the opportunity, right? Is if you can, family businesses know these things by gut, right? Like they have relationships, they have instincts. All of these things are emotional for them. But when you start to look at these things on paper, they start to take a different view. And so the question is like, how do we do both of those things? It's not one or the other, but how do we do both and so a big piece of that becomes like, hey, if you have a gut feeling that people really connect with this character, who I understand was like based on the founder's uncle, um, if you have a gut feeling that people connect with this character, how can you document that? How can you show that this character has equity beyond just we like it or
yeah,
it's always
right.
been that way?
Right.
Because those arguments aren't going to play, if you're a publicly traded company or if you sell to private equity. But if you have documented systems around, we know from our customers that they love this character. We know how much, we know what they would feel if it went away, then it gives you the ability, if you do sell, to safeguard some of the brand elements. Or if you don't sell, it gives you a reason to engage the next generation and educate the next generation about why these things are important. It's not just because we've always done this way or because mom or dad said so. It's because they truly have value beyond us.